got it. Linz, if you're ever watching, I'm fine. I'm fine. Alright, it's only the next day since the part 1 video, but I already decided that this blue is really not the right color to go up on the walls here. So I have to go return this right now. I already put in the return for Amazon. And God bless Amazon, within 24 hours I was able to order and get the color that I'm gonna try instead. I think this is going to look much better than this behind the blue couch, so let's see. Yeah? What do you think? What do you think? Yeah. This is for the next book that I'm working on, a little bit of research here. That is pretty nice. I think that that particular purple behind the blue here and also over here is going to look really sleek, but I'm gonna have to run some errands real quick. I have to go drop off these blue ones at UPS, return those, grab a few things, grab some food for dinner tonight, and then I will come back here and install the curtain rods and the curtains. So, be right back. I know it doesn't look like much has changed, but I did that perfect shopping trip. You ever go out and you hit every one of the stores you need, get in and out, everything you set out to do, and just like flawlessly? I'm on a shopping high right now, but we're gonna get started with the curtains. So first things first, I need to clear some space in here. So I need to get rid of some of this stuff so I have room to work. I'm gonna put this in a different room for right now. I'm going to go get a stepladder and a hammer and probably the whole toolbox. I'm bad at this stuff, I don't know what I need. All right, so we got a stepladder and toolbox. Let's open these. I got these black curtain rods from Amazon Basics. I was just looking for something relatively inexpensive because this studio build has been expensive enough, especially with all the new IKEA stuff that I've got coming in. Aha! Look at this, it unscrews. The whole goddamn thing just fell apart. Anchors and some screws. I do about like that. The goal here is to get this up about as high as it can go because we have 7.5 foot ceilings. They're very low ceilings because this house was built in the 60s. Modern ceilings start at 8 or 9 feet. Most of them start at 9 feet modern, but even 8 foot ceilings feel small to most people. These are 7.5 foot ceilings. And so one of the tricks you can use, an interior design trick, is if you're gonna put curtains, you're gonna put them up as close to the ceiling as you can because the tallness of the curtains going all the way up gives the illusion that it's a bigger room than it actually is. So, something I learned to do a long time ago, which is I have a giant 4 foot level. I'm gonna make sure before I finish. I used to just wing it by eye, and I was good like 80% of the time, and the other 20% was a disaster. So let me get that level. And now we just need to put the anchors in and do that whole thing. Got my little drill here. So we're gonna use a slightly bigger drill bit now. Was much more complicated than I was expecting, but we did get that anchor in. Now this upper one, I'm not sure why I'm already having trouble with it, but man, I'll tell you something, I am not handy. I hate doing this stuff. We got one side of one of them. Now to do that side. So now we've got both of those, and the question is, Holy cow, can we get it up there with the curtain? These are pretty heavy. Not really clear how to do this. Hot damn. Let's see how that looks when I push the couch back. That's a bad strategy. If I'm behind it, that doesn't work at all. I'm pretty sure once I have the base traps up in the corners, this couch is gonna need to be a little bit further this way, so let me switch lenses. And there you go. If I have a spot on me like this, and I've got some of these blue lights over here, move these lights out and do that. So now I have something interesting in the background. I have something, you know, that plays off the color of the couch pretty well, I think, as far as I'm concerned, which I'm really happy with. I have to, these are wrinkled, so I obviously have to, you know, iron that or something, but this is why you don't use a 22 millimeter for vlogging, by the way. So, all right, I'm gonna do this one now over here, and I think I'm just gonna stop filming and do this one and tell you when I'm done. So, hey Google, turn on video light. Oh man, so we did it. We got the second one up. So here's what it looks like in the room now. Let me do my favorite part, clean up. We clean everything up, and then I'll show you the final kind of visual impact of the curtains. So give me a second here. Let me tell you something. For someone who is not handy, and I am not handy. You'd think I would be, being a sleight of hand artist for a living, but I'm not handy. When I bought a house earlier this year, when Lindsay and I bought this house, the first thing I did was get a toolbox and a whole bunch of tools, and I YouTubed and YouTubed and YouTubed, and I learned how to use them. I learned how to make basic repairs on my own. I'm never gonna be a handyman, but what I just did may be very silly to some of you, putting up 2 curtain rods and 2 curtains. That is not something I used to be able to do. The fact that I just did that in under an hour with no mistakes, I'm proud of myself, and I wanna quote JP from Healthy Junk Food, the YouTube channel Healthy Junk Food, the comedy cooking show with JP and Julia. JP and Julia were guests on my podcast earlier this season, and you can find that episode here. And JP said about building a YouTube channel, he said,
one thing I just want to add real quick, and that's for anyone that becomes a YouTuber, is be proud of every milestone you had. Because when we hit 10,000, I'm like, Mom, we made it. And too many people are like, I only have 10,000. So I think people need to really glorify their milestones.
And so here, I want to take a moment to celebrate a milestone. The fact that I was able to put up 2 curtain rods and 2 curtains perfectly on one try with nothing falling down, that for me is a huge milestone. I'm sure many of you are very handy, and that seems like a child's play to you, but I'm going to take a moment to appreciate the fact that I'm able to do that now. That's a new thing in my life, and it's great to be able to do stuff for yourself. Having said that, I have a feeling that the desk build from IKEA and hanging 11 acoustic panels is going to be slightly more challenging. So I may need to call in for some backup for that, but yeah, let me finish putting this away. Okay, and here is what the room looks like now. Let's make it a little cinematic. How about, hey Google, editing. Okay, so if you walk into the room, this is what it looks like now. We've got the desk here with the podcast arm. Got the couch over there, 2 nice purple curtains. Music stuff kind of buried in the corner over here. After the desk rebuild, there will be 2 bass traps going all the way up that corner. That entire corner is going to be floor to ceiling, essentially. Some dark gray, charcoal gray bass traps. That corner will have the same thing, floor to ceiling. Those are 4 inches thick, and they're wide. They're 2 feet wide. So when they cut the corner, when they both go up the corner, it takes up a huge amount of space in the corners that has to push stuff away from the wall. So this lamp will most likely have to end up out here or in some new location. Then there's going to be 2 freestanding sound absorption panels that are big, 2 by 4 foot, that can be moved around but are freestanding on the floor, that can be moved around anywhere I need them to be. We'll talk about that later. Then there's going to be 2 bass traps, 1 behind each of my 2 studio monitors, my 2 speakers. There's going to be a ceiling mounted sound absorption panel that's going to be right here above the console, above the desk, so that we kill the reflections coming straight down off the ceiling. And there's going to be on either side of the window here, there's going to be pretty much one here, so all this is going to have to go. One here and one here. On either side, there's going to be 2 thin 1 foot by 4 feet sound absorption panels. So that'll be, 1, 2 bass traps, 4, 5, 6 on either side of the window, 7 up ahead, 8, 9 behind the speakers, and then 2 freestanding, 10, 11. So there is going to be 11 pieces of sound absorption from GAK Acoustics, which is freaking amazing. It's going to be, I'm so excited to build that out. But we've got to do the desk build first. So in about 4 or 5 days, all of that stuff is showing up from IKEA. I will need to, I think I'm gonna need to disassemble all of this first, which is really a nightmare. I'm gonna have to take every single thing off of here carefully, turn everything off, unplug everything carefully, and then I'm going to have to get this table out of here, and I may have to completely destroy this thing to get it out of here because the movers were barely able to get it into this room, and I have a feeling Lindsay and I will not be able to get it back out without bashing the walls. And then I'll have to build a desk and bring that in here, blah, blah, blah. But one last thing is I'm thinking that these doors, this closet here, so far this closet is just chaos. It's just got stuff. That is a terrible way to organize a closet. It means every time I go to look for something in the closet, I have to pull boxes out and then open it up and find what I'm looking for and put boxes back in, and it takes up a lot of time that I shouldn't be wasting. We're going for efficiency here. So I have a new cube organizer. You guys remember the giant 4x4 one, that huge one that I used to have in my old studio, my old office, which fit right inside the closet? Well, I can't do that here because I have the air conditioning duct for the central air inside this particular closet. So I'm doing the same exact one, but in a 2x4 that's going to go right here on this side, and I'm going to, and once I do that, I have a feeling I'm going to do the same thing I did in the old studio, which is just take these doors off, take them off completely, and after I take those doors off, put those in the basement or whatever, then I can probably get another one of these curtain rods, but a longer one, and maybe a different color, maybe just black curtains, and put those curtains here so that when I need to get into the closet, I can just open the curtains and get to my stuff and close it really easily. And if I do that, then that means that I can get some of this stuff and I can actually put it in front of the closet because I'll just have a curtain to open to get to stuff as opposed to doors that would not be able to open if there was anything in front of it. So that is the thought process. That's where we're at. So the next video will be the desk build and maybe the closet build. Thanks for sticking on this journey with me. My name is Brian Miller, and always remember that our world is a shared experience. And I'll see you in part 3. Peace.